Oklahoma County Commissioners discussed the new county jail, a look back at abortion-related legislation, and an update on the Women's College World Series. I'm Mick Daniels. This is the KGOU AM News Brief for Tuesday, June 4th. Following the Oklahoma City Council's vote against the proposal to build a new county jail near Dale City, our own Hannah France reports members of the community are asking county commissioners to pick a different location.
During the citizen participation portion of the Oklahoma County Commissioners meeting on Monday, 6 people asked the commissioners to honor the will of the people by not putting the new county jail on East Grand Boulevard, saying the jail would adversely affect the area. Midwest City Dell City School Board member Gina Standridge says community members will continue to fight the proposed location.
I think we're all in agreement we need a new jail, but the majority of the people have spoken, leave it where it's at or close to where it's at. I think if you don't do this, you are going to cause chaos.
At the meeting, the commissioners also appointed Steve Cooper to the Oklahoma County Citizens Bond Oversight Board and approved $5.5 million in ARPA funds to fix the HVAC system at the existing jail. I'm Hannah France.
Although abortion is virtually illegal in Oklahoma, some lawmakers aimed to further restrict it and strengthen fetal rights during the state's legislative session. But as State Impact's Jillian Taylor reports, their proposals lost momentum as the session carried on.
A bill targeting people who deliver or mail abortion-inducing drugs to mothers only made it through the House, despite building momentum during the first month of the session. The Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics Public Information Officer Mark Woodward told State Impact the enforcement of House Bill 3013 would have been tricky, as law enforcement would likely have to rely on broken packages and tips to identify people violating it. House Bill 3002 moved a bit further, but it ultimately died before reaching the Senate floor. It would have extended rights to a woman's unborn child, saying it could also be a victim of battery. Some lawmakers expressed concerns about the potential impacts it could have on fertility treatments, saying an unlawful use of force could apply if damage occurs to an embryo. For State Impact, I'm Jillian Taylor.
Unhoused people in the Oklahoma County Jail were counted for the first time in the annual point-in-time survey, which counts people living on the streets and in shelters on one night in January. OPMX's Kate Kelly reports.
The point-in-time survey misses a lot of people, including those who are incarcerated. So this year, for the first time, the Homeless Alliance and Open Justice Oklahoma decided to change that. They found almost a quarter of the 1,200 detainees in the Oklahoma County Detention Center were unhoused. People with stable housing are more likely to stay out of jail. Dan Strawn recently retired as director of the Homeless Alliance and spearheaded the count.
If we keep going at this rate, the new jail administrator is going to be able to say she runs the largest homeless shelter in the state. And that is not what the jail is for.
Strawn plans to conduct the jail count again next year. In Oklahoma City, I'm Kate Kelly.
The Oklahoma Sooners are chasing their 4th consecutive national title in softball, but as OPMX's Ryan LaCroix reports, they ran into trouble at the Women's College World Series and face an elimination game later today.
The Florida Gators roared out to an early 4-0 lead in the first 3 innings of yesterday's game. OU added a single run at the top of the 4th, but their defense could not cool down the Gators' bats. OU pitchers gave up 4 home runs and 10 total hits in the 9-3 loss. An extended weather delay yesterday moved the elimination game to this afternoon. The teams will face off again at 1 o'clock. The winner earns a berth in the championship finals against the Texas Longhorns, while the loser sees their season come to an end. In Oklahoma City, I'm Ryan LaCroix.
You'll find more news at our website, kgou.org, and on the KGOU PM News Brief podcast.
I'm Rachel Martin. You probably know how interview podcasts with famous people usually go. There's a host, a guest, and a light Q&A. But on Wildcard, we have ripped up the typical script. It's a new podcast from NPR where I invite actors, artists, and comedians to play a game using a special deck of cards to talk about some of life's biggest questions. Listen to Wildcard wherever you get your podcasts, only from NPR.